Welcome back. Today I wanted to go over something that I think will really help a lot of people to really get to the core of what type of life they want and why, what type of future they want and why, and how to actually use this to help you to shift that mindset and create your best possible future. So there's a lot of things that we all want, we desire, that, no matter what that is, whether it's money, relationships, a nice house, a nice car, happiness, peace, joy, certain food, whatever it is that you desire and want on a day-to-day basis, or something that maybe is bugging you inside day in, day out, and it's not going away. It's something that's real inside you. You're like, yeah, I really wish I could have that, or this is what I'm going after, or this is what I'm focused on. What it is irrelevant. The core is always the same. You want A, B, C, or D because you have the belief that when you have A, B, C, or D, it will make you feel better somehow, some way, or else you wouldn't want it. I want money because I want to feel comfortable and I want to travel. That's what somebody might say. I want money to travel. I want money to not worry about bills. What is at the core of that, though? What is the feeling that you're trying to get to? What is that? That's the core that I'm trying to get you to see today, that I'm trying to get you to uncover today, that I'm trying to get you to think about today. So whatever it is that you want is basically the surface level. The core of that, what you really need, what you really want, what that is supposed to be getting you is that feeling. That somehow, some way, what you are after will make you feel better. So what is that feeling? This is what you need to ask yourself. What is the feeling that having more money will get me? What is it that I'm really after? Because when we really start looking at things this way, it's not really after things that we're after. There's a void within ourselves. There's something missing. There's something within that we feel needs to be filled by this or that to feel better, to feel whole, to feel complete, to feel like our life has meaning and purpose and joy and happiness and peace. So when we uncover what it is that we're missing, what void, what that really is, what is it that we think by having these things we're going to fill? What's that cup? That empty cup inside that you're trying to fill with money, with love, with happiness, whatever it is that you feel. If you don't have it, then there's a void within there that you're trying to fill with it, with your desires, right? So by having that filled, you think that this is what's going to make you feel better. This is going to make you feel happy. This is going to bring you that peace. Many times people get stuck in that filling and filling and filling and filling and filling, but there's never fulfillment. And that's because they never get to the core of the real feeling of that void that they're missing. So, okay, now I got the money, but I still feel crappy. You hear that all the time. You hear people all the time say, man, I thought money was the answer until I got rich. And then I got rich. And I realized that wasn't it. So what is it that person, for example, that got all the money, that was trying to fill all of their time and effort to get money, but once they got the money, they realized that wasn't it. Because what they kept on trying to fill their void with things that they thought were going to make them feel better, but they never really explored what it was, what that feeling was that they were really after fulfilling. What is the feeling that you're trying to fulfill? You know, it does take some self-exploration. It does take some self-honesty and really looking at yourself and saying, what is it that I really want? Because the things that we think we want are only surface level, illusions to what's really real within yourself and what you're trying to fulfill within yourself. There's a feeling there. There's something there that's missing. And you think by having these things, it's going to make you feel better. And you know what? It may. I'm not saying it won't. I'm saying it may help you feel better. But what I'm saying is when you really go within and explore and find what feeling, what is the real feeling behind you needing this and wanting this. When you know that part, then you can start from here. From that, you're like, okay, if my feeling is I want to feel accepted. I want to feel loved. You know, maybe you get to the core of what it is, and let's say it's you want to feel loved and accepted. Well, then, starting from that feeling, you can start to make sure that when you're building your network or your your diameter of whatever you want to have close to you or whoever you want to have close to you, experiences, people, situations, things that all are aligned with love and acceptance. So you're not going to go into situations where you feel rejected or disconnected, right? So you're going to consciously try to fill that real feeling with and connect it to what it needs. And what starts happening when you do that, you start creating this beautiful life that is fulfilling every single day, every single moment of your existence. Because now you're not only living to try to fill voids without actually knowing what that void is, what that feeling is, what you're missing. Many of us, most of us, you know, one thing that it's really annoying to me is this whole, facade of complete healing. We're all imperfect. We've all gone through something or some things, some more than others, some maybe, less than others. Nevertheless, nobody's perfect. Nobody's completely whole and complete. Nobody is 1,000% healed. We're human and we all have things that we need to work on, and we all have things that make us who we are, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. So when you start to actually look at the things within yourself and say, you know what, this is probably because of something that happened in my past, and then especially childhood trauma, youth trauma, even like PTSD as an adult, if you've been in an abusive relationship or anything like that, war, all these things play a factor in your trauma. So what happens is you get stuck there emotionally, and you, especially if it's a childhood trauma or youth trauma, you kind of file it away, and you tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to even, pay attention to that. But just because you filed it away doesn't mean that it hasn't affected you. So then for the rest of your life, let's say it's rejection, just like I was talking earlier, it's rejection, or it's lack of love, or it's lack of acceptance. Then you look at everything through that lens. So when you get older, you're still trying to fill that void. You're still trying to fill that or fulfill that, but you don't realize that you're doing it because you filed it away consciously, but subconsciously it's still there, and it's shaping how you see your life and how you create your life and what you attract to yourself. So that's why this is so important to do. It's important to really take a look at what it is that you're focused on, what it is that you really want, what your desires are, because what they are will really help to reveal what that feeling is that you're really after, that you really want to fulfill, that you really want to assist yourself with. That's the key. That's the part. That's like the gold right there, right? All this stuff out here, while, you know, they may bring you, you know, temporary joy. I'm not saying that, you know, if you want to have a lot of money, you have a lot of money. I'm not saying it's going to suck. But what you're really missing may be way deeper than that. So when you go within and actually explore, what is the feeling that I'm after? What is it? And you get to the bottom of that and you get to the core of that, then you can start consciously trying to fulfill it from that point on. And then your life will take on a whole new meaning because you're not trying to fill empty voids blindly. You actually consciously recognize, okay, this is where it's stemming from, and I'm going to form a safety circle around me to nurture that and then grow from there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful transformation that occurs from that point. So that's my message for today. I really encourage you that whatever it is that you are after, you know, your desires or focused on, especially something that's really driving within you that you really want, that you take a moment to explore what is really behind that. And I promise you, it'll change your life.